Thanks, Matthew, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience. My name is Zhiqiong, and I'm assistant professor from the School of Modern Languages and Cultures at Warwick University. I teach Mandarin language. Okay, next slide, please. I start using TLCR elevator from last academic year. The module I use the most is a second-year Mandarin module. It's a small seminar with about 10 to 15 students. So each seminar lasts 2 hours, which gives me time to use this tool in class. It is in-person teaching. Students need to do some self-study beforehand and then practice what they have learned in class by participating in different activities. So the lesson is very much interactive. I noticed that since the pandemic, all the students attend the lesson with laptop, iPad, or smartphones, and this gives a green light to use technology in lessons. Okay, next one, please. Here I will talk a little bit why I use this tool. We assume that every language learner understands that they are learning a language, so should talk. But the reality is that we often experience silence from students when asked them to answer questions or put forward their opinions. The other situation we often face is that when the class is dominated by a few vocal students, so why are others not speaking? We know for foreign language learners, their situational willingness to communicate in class is influenced by many factors. For example, their personality, self-confidence, emotions, their familiarity with the discussion topic, the task types, and the reliance on the first language to communicate, their level of target language proficiency. So no doubt it is hard for them to communicate verbally in class. But the problem is that without being able to assess learners' understanding, I could not provide a proper feedback to target individuals' gaps in knowledge, and the teaching is not inclusive. So therefore, I think it's necessary to encourage students to express themselves, to get their voice heard. Okay, next one, please. To help learners to speak out, I think I need to create an environment where they can speak out without the fear of being embarrassed in front of others. I also need to give learners more channels through which they can speak at the same time, orally or in written form. Now, the emphasis here is on simultaneous presentations, as in many cases, it's not possible for each learner to speak in turn. TLCR Elevator is one of the technologies that I incorporate in my teaching because learners have the opportunity to practice, to participate anonymously, and they can work together and share their understandings. In addition, it's quite easy to use. Okay, next one, please. So to use TLCR Elevator, I added on Teams. As you can see here in the tab, learners can access it from Teams or open it in browser. Okay, next one, please. And I design activities that require learners to not only give answers, but also explain the reasons, so I could understand how they process the information. For example, learners need to identify some inappropriate grammar in the passage and then give the correction together with explanations. And I also use this tool to prepare learners for the writing test. It's a bit similar as what Nina mentioned earlier. For example, I give them a piece of exemplary writing and ask them to discuss which parts they like and would like to take away with the reasons. I then guide them to give a mark based on the marking criteria. So this practice helps them to better understand the marking criteria and know how to work towards their own goal. As a teacher, I can comment on individual comments while they are still working on the resource, or I can choose to give verbal feedback to the whole class. at the end, depending on how common and how serious the problem is. Okay, next one, please. So here's my student feedback on using Talis Elevator, and it's very positive. Okay, I think I will leave it for you to read. Now, one thing I'd like to add is that I believe this kind of visual communication helps to nurture verbal communication. When seeing that other classmates agree with their responses or share the similar understandings, learners can gain confidence, and this leads to more verbal communication in class. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.